Finally, we have made it to the big time, and after a season and a half at Preston, we have been promoted to the Premier League as champions. And the team that we have put together over that year and a half and the attacking football that we have played are now in need of serious overhaul if we are to stand any chance of survival in the Premier League next season. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Road to Glory Part 77, Season 8, here at Preston. And many of you will have witnessed in the last episode how we were denied the championship by a last-minute penalty against Burnley. And it was only a short time before we made the short journey to fierce rivals Blackpool. And this is what happened. And so, with 4 games to go, we had won the championship. And before we get into what has been going on since, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content, and you love to see people suffer playing this game, then you're in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow, and help us to support the very, very good cause that you can see scrolling up above. And if we do have a look at what has happened on the pitch since you were last here, then you will remember that we had that defeat to Burnley by 2-1, that last-minute penalty denying us the championship. But just a week later, we travelled to Blackpool, as you saw, and won by 4-0, securing the title for Preston. We then followed that up with a 2-1 comfortable victory, it has to be said, against Derby, and then it's all fallen apart again. We lost at home to Brentford, and we followed that with an away defeat 1-0 against Sheffield United. And so it's really become important that we finish the season well, and today we will be playing our final game of the season as we bid farewell temporarily to the championship. We will be at home to Bolton, who are struggling in the championship right down near the bottom with nothing really to play for. And whilst we have nothing really to play for either, Both teams will be playing for pride, so we're hoping for a good game and a good result today. And then we will follow that with news of the transfer budgets, and we'll do a quick run through the season review just to see how good a season it has been and how we were able to continue doing what we had done the previous season. And we will need to take a look at some of the players who might be staying and some of the players who might be leaving as we approach the summer transfer window. And so if we take a look at the squad and the team performance over the last season, you can see once again it has been a very, very good season. And we are looking to bring over to the Prem around about 12 of the current squad. And that looks to me like about 12 players, all who've averaged over 7. And the others, maybe it's time for them to leave. Liam Lindsay, Alfie Doherty, Dan Savu, saying goodbye perhaps to Azevedo, Matate. Dion Pugh will probably stay. Musa Mohammed is likely to leave the club after his serious injury kept him out for most of the season. Jordan Keogh, we have been unable to renew his loan. Brody Hughes is probably on his way out. Nizet definitely, I think, on his way out. And our reserve goalkeeper probably the same. And so we are looking at bringing forward with us Paulo Estrella, who had an absolutely super season. 34 appearances, 3 goals, 9 assists and an average of 7.24. A very, very good signing that I made in the summer last year. Ewan Simpson, also a very good season. Corbeanu, Digbareku, who I think was an absolutely brilliant signing. And all these others will probably go with us. Dangana, can we renew his loan? That is yet to be seen, but I very much doubt it, and I don't think that I'm willing to pay out the 12 million that is being asked for him. There must be better options available in the transfer window, as he is a good player, but I'm not sure he's yet ready for Premier League. Sam Surridge, he also had a good season. Niandulu, Toby Collier, I'm afraid, might be leaving us. Ali McCann, old stalwart of the club, he will definitely come with us. Bernard and Jean-Jules, all probably will be retaining their places at the club. So in terms of average ratings, it's been a very, very good season for those players. In terms of goals scored, again, it was Sam Surridge with 42 appearances, 32 goals and 3 assists. He does have periods during the season where he goes to sleep, but overall it's been an outstanding season for him. Niandulu chipped in with 13 goals and Jean-Jules chipped in with 4. In terms of the top assists, that was Ewan Simpson, who's had a brilliant season, I think. 6 goals, 18 assists in 38 appearances, and Estrella chipped in with 9 assists, and Ali McCann and Theo Corbeanu with 8 assists each. And so it was an excellent season for this group of players, and we have identified, I think, 12, 13, maybe 14 players who will come with us as we progress now into the Premier League. We have a lot of work to do in the summer transfer window. But before we get on to that, let's go and play against Bolton. This, the final game of the season, and I'm hoping that this team will give us a good game out there, put on a show for the fans and send everybody home happy. Let's get a hat full of goals today. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today, in the final game of the season at home to Bolton, is Cox in goal, Pugh, Digbareco, Digana, Azevedo at the back, Estrella, McCann and Corbeanu in the middle, with Jean-Jules, Simpson and Sturridge up front. Hopefully a good game from Sturridge today, and that he can pick up a goal or two. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, win, lose or draw, and Ewan Simpson is a little bit apprehensive, but I think we've done enough this season, and even a few defeats at the end of the season does not make this any different. It does not take anything away from what this season has been. And I'm going to just tell them, I'm very proud of you. Go out there, make a difference, and let's finish this season in style. And can we beat Bolton? It's a team we should be beating. and hopefully that's how it's going to turn out. I don't want to lose 3 on the bounce at the end of the season, but as I said, it doesn't really matter, and it is a strong team that we have out there, and we are pretty much injury-free at present, and we should be beating Bolton. We do have the first highlight. Dangana finds Digbareku, who is attracting interest, and we do have a transfer value of 17.5 million on him. Here is a chance, but it's headed over the bar by Jean-Jules. Many of the players are attracting attention. How many of them will actually be sold? Who knows? I would certainly like to keep Digbareku. We cannot keep Dangana, so we're going to need to recruit at centre-back for sure. And Azevedo has picked up an injury, and so it doesn't seem to be very forgiving in terms of the injuries. Knee ligaments, looks like he could be out for a long time. And it is Bolton, though, with a header. Have they scored? It's hooked away, and we have survived. And here come Preston, here come Bolton again. They are looking very dangerous, but that's a shot fired over the bar. I'm going to shout at these players and demand more. This is not acceptable. The home crowd wants more than this, and Bolton are completely dominating the game at the moment. We have had all the possession, but Bolton have created all the chances, and we need to be better than this, and we still are having the ball taken off us, and my instructions for more are not being listened to. Long ball upfield. Can we intercept? No, it's been taken on by Bolton. Bolton are very dangerous at the moment, but it's well saved by Cox. And this team are going to have a rocket at halftime. I do not like what I'm seeing. It's lazy, lethargic, and we should be doing a lot better. Surridge nods it on, looking for Simpson. Simpson's ball control lets him down. It's very lazy, very lethargic. They're already on holiday, it looks like, and it's not good enough. Simpson finds McCann. McCann over the top to Corbeanu, and that was a chance, and he's wasted it. And I need to tell him that there are places in this squad for next season up for grabs. You need to be doing better than this, or you will be staying in the lower leagues. And we are currently only 8 points clear now at the top, and it has been an absolutely disastrous game so far for Preston, and I'm not very happy. Bolton are clearly the better side, and we are second best to them, and this is not good enough. Nizet finds Dangana. Digbareku finds Estrella. Needs something better from him. And Nizet finds Dangana. Estrella should be controlling play from that DLP position. Pugh, here he is. Here's Estrella. Now there's the ball forward. Looking for Surridge, but he can't get on the end of it. And Surridge is having a poor game. Everybody's having a poor game. And it's not good enough, I'm afraid. And we need to be doing a lot better. But here is Jean-Jules. Jean-Jules stealing the ball in midfield, bringing it forward. Can he get across into the box? Looks back for Nizet. Nizet to Estrella. Estrella to McCann. McCann with the finish, but he hits the crossbar and is fired out for a corner. That's the closest we've come, but it's taken 40 minutes, and we should be doing a lot better than this. Bolton, I still think, are the better side. They've created the better chances, and Digbareku heads the ball over the crossbar. It remains 0-0. This team is having a rocket at half-time. Simply not good enough at the moment, but we do have a throw. Can they change my half-time team talk? Here's Jean-Jules. Jean-Jules into Estrella. Estrella to McCann. McCann is forced back. Here is Nizet. Nizet to Estrella. Here's McCann. McCann has had the ball taken off him. They are pressing us, taking the ball off us, and we need to do something about that. A long ball upfield is fielded by Digbareku. Here is Pugh. Pugh finds Corbeanu. It all is a bit laboured. I need to up the tempo, I think, in the second half and put more pressure on them. And here is Pugh. Pugh to Simpson. Simpson to Corbeanu. That's very nice. There's the ball into the box, and we have scored. And they have changed my half-time team talk. It's Preston 1, Bolton 0. A lovely ball into the box, and 2 players were on hand. Surridge and Jean-Jules were there. if necessary, to tap that in. Lovely driven ball, and Jean Jules on the end of it makes it 1-0 to Preston. They were very, very fortunate. There was a bit of a rollicking coming at half-time, but now I think we can be a little bit kinder on them. I think, let's say we deserve to be ahead. Let's make them feel good. There's no point in being harsh on them at this point in time. We are ahead now, and so hopefully we will go and make sure that we stay ahead. I'm just going to make a couple of changes. I'm going to push the line up now. We're going to press much more often, and I think we want to get in their face a little bit more. We're allowing them to dictate the middle of the field, and that's not making me very happy at all. But we do have a free kick, and Cox feeds it to Digbareku. We don't want them playing out from the back, but finds Estrella to Pugh. Pugh looks for Corbeanu with a long ball over, looking for Surridge is in. Surridge has scored. It's 2-0 to Preston, and for a minute I thought it was going wide, but Surridge has kept his nerve, and now we are 2-0 up. Now let's go to town. Bolton have had their time. We now have ours. Let's go to town. Let's bag some goals for the fans. And it is now Preston 2, Bolton 0. And we are dominating the game. And we are finishing the season in a way that is suited to this team. We've had 2 very poor results, but now we are back. And Surridge, showing what a class striker he is at this level, kept his head and dinked it in. Dion Pugh is looking a bit tired. Corbeanu is looking a bit tired. Maybe it's time to make a couple of changes. And so we have replaced Pugh with Hughes, and we have brought on Savu, possibly for his last game at the club. He did very, very well when we needed him. He's not the greatest of footballers, but he did very, very well, and we needed him a great deal during the season. It might actually be time to look at making our final 2 changes. And so we have brought on Niandulu, and we have brought on Matate to give these boys their final game 2 of this season. What a season it's been. And we are finishing in style. It's Preston 2, Bolton 0. And as the clock runs down, the fans are getting ready to celebrate. And I think that is it. It's game over. And we have won our final game of the season. And we have beaten Bolton in style. Bolton started stronger than us, but we finished the game much better. And so we have finished the season, and we have finished the season with aplomb. And we have done everything that I expected of this team. We have won the championship by 10 clear points. And that is no mean feat in a league such as this, where you play 46 times in a season. And so it has finished, and despite a couple of blips at the end, you can see that this Preston team has performed extremely well. And so, as you can see, the board have announced the budgets for the coming season. They have doubled our wage budget, and we now have around 625,000 in wage budgets per month, and we've been given a transfer budget of 39.7 million. And so that is a better deal than I thought I was going to get. We have 40 million pounds to play with in the transfer window, and I hope that our scouts will do their jobs and that we can improve this squad a great deal as we go into the new season. And so let's have a quick scoot through the end of season review, and let's have a look at the new arrivals. There were not that many new arrivals, and 3 stand out. Paulo Ostrella, obviously the best of the bunch, Ewan Simpson and Philip Dangana, all of whom had exceptional seasons. Azevedo and Pugh, both fullbacks, had very, very quiet seasons, really. And Keogh, and also our new goalkeeper, Alsperon Askey, he hardly played, but he did okay for a backup goalkeeper. But the top 3, Estrella, Simpson and Dangana. Dangana, the board were extremely pleased about, and Estrella especially. And in terms of the results, in the Sky Bet Championship, we finished as champions. And it was a very, very good start to the season. We had that real blip in the middle of the season where things were not going right at all. And we fell away at the end. But we ended up winning the championship by 10 clear points. And the board obviously were very, very pleased. We were expected only to finish mid-table. We have excelled ourselves. And in the FA Cup, we were beaten in the 5th round by Watford in a game that we could barely field a team. And so we had done very, very well. We'd beaten Wolves of the Premier League along the way, and we'd done very well to get to the 5th round. And in the Carabao Cup, we lost in the semi-final against Newcastle United. And what a performance that was by this Preston team from the Championship. And we only just really lost to Newcastle. And again, we struggled for fit players during this period of the season. What a very, very good performance. But it was winning the Championship that has set Preston apart and delighted everybody here at the club. And in terms of the moments to remember, the biggest win was in the Carabao Cup by 4-0 away at Derby, and the match to remember was against Wolves in the FA Cup when we beat Wolves by 3-2 with Niandulu's last-minute goal. And then the goal of the season was scored by McCann against Luton Town in the 4-0 victory. In terms of the finances, we have done fairly well. Corporate and hospitality was up, and match day commercial and retail was up. This is something I try not to bother myself with. That's a function of the board. And our reputation has gone up by half a star, which is excellent news. And in terms of shirt sales, almost 8,000 shirts sold, Surridge being the number one shirt seller, followed by McCann, Ndulu, Matate and Estrella making up the top 5. In terms of our best team, exceptional performances from 9 of the first team playing in this asymmetric system. The only worries were at right back and at left back, and we still have not filled those positions with really good players, something we need to focus on for this coming summer. And the accolades, we know pretty much about these. Paula Estrella was the fans' player of the season. Young player of the season was Ewan Simpson. Estrella signing of the season, and the goal of the season we know was by Ali McCann. Sam Surridge was the top goal scorer with 33 goals. Ewan Simpson, 18 assists, was the top assister. Most Man of the Match awards by Ewan Simpson, 7, and Theo Corbeanu had the highest rating with 7.2. Most passes completed, Digbareku, and that's the second season that he has won that award. And in terms of record breakers, Ewan Simpson now has the most assists by a player in a season, and the most clean sheets by a player in a season as now belongs to Matthew Cox. Most player of the match awards in a season, 7 now is the new record for Preston, held by Ewan Simpson. And the worst discipline was Ibrahim Digbareku. 13 yellow cards is a new record for Preston, but he does a good job for me at the centre of the defence there. Fastest goal, 16 seconds this season, by Sam Surridge. Sam Surridge, as you notice, is 31 years old now. He's getting on. He's not going to be a force, I don't think, in the Premier League. Might be time to cash in on him. And the history in the making. We have won the Sky Bet Championship. We are in the Premier League, and we have a few bob to spend, and we're looking forward to the challenge. We were a class above everyone else. The tactic that we played, the attacking football, and the team we put together made us look so much better than all of the opposition. It was a great season. And so we have come to the end of the season, and what a great season it was. And if you are brand new to the channel, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow, and help us to support all that good stuff that you can see scrolling up above. And from a very, very happy camp here at Preston, from a very happy manager, we finally made it to the big time. I will bid you all farewell, and we will get ready for life in the Premier League, and I will see you all in the next episode.